Hey everyone, it's Glider back here to play in the Rustic Dreamland in oxygen not included. Since our last video where we were having all these power issues and whatnot, I decided to do a little research here, and I made up a spreadsheet where I have totaled up every single thing that takes power and single thing that makes power and kind of compared what's going on. So I found that if everything was turned on at all times, it would take 31.2 kilowatts. We can only generate 14 kilowatts, which might seem like a big problem, but most things don't run all the time. Like fridges are going to run all the time, but like the conveyor loaders only run part of the day, like just little parts of the day. The Atmos suits run very small parts of the day. The transit tubes only run very small parts of the day. So that's where we came into the reports. And we looked at our power usage. And I looked at cycle 599 is not a good estimate because we aren't all the way through it. But going back previous days, these past couple cycles where we were losing all our food, we used actual 4,400 kilowatts or kilojoules, 4,000 kilojoules. And then it goes down from there between 3,000 and 4,000. Some of that might be lower because we weren't creating enough energy. But if you look here, power wasted, which is going to be expected because batteries don't hold perfect charge. But we're wasting power on each of these days. So I think, we were pretty close to using it or using it all up, or at least all that we created. Fortunately, it doesn't give like an oxygen base, like what you made versus what you needed. So it's hard to get 100% accuracy there. But I found that on our busiest day, the 4450 kilojoule day, going in and converting kilojoules to watts, knowing that a cycle is 600 seconds, that we only used 7.4 kilowatts. So that's half of our maximum production. But our production wasn't at maximum. We weren't using petroleum those whole days because we ran out of petroleum. We weren't using natural gas those whole days because we had very small amounts of natural gas coming in. So the fact that basically all 6 of these power generators were basically offline is where we were having the issues. So it's my thought that with our current power production, actually supplying it with fuel, we won't have any issues. We can actually support, if all 14 kilowatts were being created the whole day, that's 8,400 kilojoules. So we could afford up to twice the power that we currently are using. I did all this because I was wondering, should I take the effort to make steam or solar energy? And my judgment is, no, I don't have to do that right now. We can keep running on natural resources for quite some time, as long as we're actually supplying the natural resources. So these guys are going to keep producing their stuff, and I think we're going to even out. We just kind of need to get this water pumped out so we can consistently pump oil. And we could also make a few changes and reduce our power consumption now that we have a few new buildings. One such change would be over here. Over here we have a conveyor receptacle which takes no power, but an auto sweeper just to put stuff in these areas. We can actually deconstruct both of these now. Because we have a conveyor dumper, so we can just dump these things and dupes will eventually store them. And the reason I'm dumping them right here is it's very hot plastic, very hot steel in the coldest part of our base, where it's actually, negative 20 degrees. So we can really just chill this stuff. We don't need everything we have. So we put a conveyor chute right there. And then we can also reclaim some of our electrical stuff. Not much. Just a little bit there. So now anything that comes in here will just be dumped. Honestly, technically, we could do the same thing right here. We really don't... Oh, no, this is a pickup area. They load these boxes, and then this picks it up and transports it. We could do it up here, though. We could just dump food right here. We could actually deconstruct that tile. That tile would sit in CO2, and then they could hopefully have less food spoilage. We could get fancy and automate this whole thing by adding in a conveyor shutoff, but I don't know how I would actually want to automate that, so I'm not going to do that. Okay, now they are prioritizing putting the stuff into these things from there, so that's annoying. Another thing is that I have to basically set everything to priority 8 in order to get anything done. So I think I'm going to go ahead and set priority, the whole map, back down to priority 5. And then I can go in and kind of find the stuff I actually have at a priority and remark those priorities. So I'm going to come in and do food as priorities. So let's do all of the growing stuff here at priority 7. We don't need to worry about these anymore. We got rid of the polluted oxygen that had built up. Okay, so there's our peppers. There's our guys there. So we're going to set cooking food to 7. Then these over here should be at 7. That way people actually tend to them. And then I'm going to put these buildings at 6, but feeding the critters to 7 and dropping the critters off and managing where the critters hang out at 6. Over here, we need to refix our stuff. We need the power machines to be higher and the receptacle to be lower. But we can redo all those. We can do this to be 1, these to be 2, and these to be 3, so that dupe labor isn't used. It's just all automated labor. So we're actually doing pretty well on power right now, guys. This power system is just completely shut off right now because we are making adequate power over here. All right, so what else? All of our sleet wheat that's on auto harvest, I still want them to run around and spend time actually picking that up. So I'm going to set all those to 7. This might be like one of the spots where I get myself in trouble because there's so much sleet wheat around the map that maybe that's why they aren't getting to other tasks. I don't think it's really worthwhile to scroll out and do this. They can't even reach those. So where's my cold biomes at? We're not even in that cold biome. In the priority screen, it's kind of hard to see what I'm doing and where, just because it's all grayed out. Okay, looking good. Cold biome over here. Bet these guys are stifled here. Yep, they look pretty stifled. They can't access? Oh, I see. Some sand or something. Polluted ice formed? Okay. Alright. Where next? Do we get these yet? Yep, got those. can mark all this stuff up to 7 so they finish it. Up here we haven't gone to yet. So this is just kind of redistribute the dupe labor so that we can actually get things done in the time frames we want them done. So we could dig some stuff out. Get to these guys. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. I think we hit all the spots. Alright, so I've kind of thought about food through barbecue, food through plant growth. What else is of priority to us? I'd say research is pretty important, so we're going to knock research up to 7. Not really sure what the priority on this is, whether it's using it or not, but we'll prioritize that one. I guess treating our duplicants should be of a priority. We've set all of our storage back to 5. Maybe I'll set storage to 6 so that they actually are picking things up once in a while. And it doesn't look like we're storing things that are too insanely hot, because there was that one point where we were and the base got really warm for a bit. What else would we think is a priority? All of the water sieves need to be a slightly higher priority because they need to be loaded with things or we'll lose access to water. So water sieves are kind of important. Steel is of questionable importance. I mean, it is important, but the questionability of it is like, how much do we have versus how much are we going to use in the near term? So we could bump up the priority on steelworks. Oh, down here, let's put these things to 7 because we need to make sure the oil flows. And that. So steel right now we have 8 tons. So we don't need such a high priority on steel, but I'll bump it up to 6. Just because it takes time to cool it, the fluids, so it might be important to have that going a little bit. Looks like maybe one these pipes broke a little bit and leaked a little bit of crude oil. I don't know if it killed any of our plants, but this one is stifled because of some stuff. It says it can't get over here. I believe them. I don't believe they can get over there. Okay, so I think this is where we'll start, and then if things become an issue, then we will fiddle with more. Putting food away that's cooked is going to be very important. Yeah, we got a nice little carbon dioxide well right there. My only concern is people trying to put food from there into there. So I think I'm going to put a block right here to kind of block them from trying to do that. Okay. So we have no research focus selected. We finished our petroleum engine, our liquid fuel tank, and our solid oxidizer tank. Stores oxylite for burning rocket fuels. Oh, I wonder if we needed that before we could use the solid fuel thruster. We will find out. I thought of a way to try to load this better. So I guess hydrogen, making liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen is going to be beyond our capabilities right now. I think we need to go to planets with cargo tanks and bring stuff back. So I'm going to set for these so we can get liquid cargo tank, gas cargo tank, and solid cargo tank. This one here, the biological cargo tanks, I think how you bring back the spacey moo. And the sightseeing module just allows you to have dupes go into space for recreation and morale. So that's kind of cool. Okay. So we've kind of got things taken care of. Eggs. Hatch fry. Sun nymph. Our nymph situation seems to have gone awry. We used to have so many nymph eggs of different types. Not so many now. I know we cracked a few, but maybe we aren't really ranching them to the best of our ability. So there's some question as to whether this building even works now outside of the stable. I have not followed up with any more reading to find out if that's the case. If it doesn't work outside of stable, that would be annoying. It would mean that all these things are going to be glum or unhappy. Oh, most of them are wild anyway. This one's glum because you kind of need to treat them every day through there to keep them to be happy so that they lay the most eggs. So reproduction, it is reproducing, increasing 7% each cycle, so I think it'll be okay. Temps in here rather warm. Did they change the tolerable range? Oh, body temp up to 30. I think they did. I think this used to be 25, which made it pretty rough. But it looks like things are getting a little too warm here, so we're going to go ahead and plant a wart to resolve that. Yeah, it looks like our water coming in is hotter than we'd like it to be. It's coming in the 30s now. Yeah, this area is just pretty darn hot. Every time we try to build radiant stuff up here, it ends up breaking too. So it's really kind of tough to get this all resolved properly. We can try though. So we could turn this stuff back to insulated. So, well, the water's coming in at 90 degrees. So running it through the water is probably fine. The water's way cooler than that. So I'm going to actually start by expanding the radiant pipe through the water. That's step one. And then the fluid reaches 40 degrees. So we've dropped it by half. I'm going to pause this. And then up here, it's down to 40. It gets only to 37. So yeah, we're going to build radiant pipes again. Right here. And see if that will take care of the issue. We'll see. Maybe we shouldn't do so many radiant pipes. Let's do a few less. Let's do a couple radiant pipes. Okay. Cool, 1,500 seeds, folks. No biggie. No biggie. Looks like that liquid pump is actually broken now. So we're gonna need to be able to go in here. So we're going to come in right here and just have some doors. Dig that out. We're gonna deconstruct these in case I put stuff inside of it. This is really low, but I don't plan to let them in here often or long. This also gives a little bit of gold, not that we really need it. Okay. So all in all, we're kind of just tinkering around, trying to get rockets going further. That's kind of our main goal right now, is just to push the limits of our rocketry abilities. So let's head back up to the rocketry area, and we see that things have seen better days over here. Things are blocked up and probably not scanning properly. So we're going to dig that stuff up. Over here, did I figure this out? So the scan quality is quite terrible. Mainly because things are blocked, but yeah, this one is scanning for rockets. I've got an OR gate. It becomes active if one or both system is active. So basically, if this detects a rocket, this will open. But so I don't know why that was having issues before, unless it was just the fact that when these doors are shut, it can't detect a rocket. So we'll see. We'll try it. We know we can always break it. Maybe? I don't know. Things are hard. Okay, so what I thought of over here to get this stuff in. If this thing can hold stuff itself, what we need is a gantry, I'm guessing. Because they just can't get in here. Of course, the gantry is basically blocked from being built. So why can I build a gantry right there, not down here? I'm going to mute you here and take a call. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. I'm back. I mentioned before I'm a pharmacist. I manage a pharmacy, so even on my days off, sometimes I get to field questions. So I'm just going to Google how to load, what is it? It's not lead, it's iron into, what's this called? A solid fuel thruster. Okay, so dupes won't load a solid fuel thruster is an issue someone has had. It says awaiting delivery. Do you have a gantry? Wait, you have to have a gantry? You need a gantry for every deliver task to the rocket modules unless you use an auto sweeper or jet suits. So jet suits can be troublesome and slow down the game a lot because of the pathing. So we're probably not going to do that. So yeah, it looks like we need a gantry. So that was my impression, but we can't build a gantry because I've got this robo miner. So we're going to have to move the robo miner. So let's go ahead and deconstruct these things. Yeah, I want that up high. So we're going to rebuild the robo miner so that, oh, they probably can't even reach down here. I'm going to rebuild the robo miner. Maybe we'll rebuild it right over here. But that would cause issues with ladders. Well, I guess I could build it up a little higher over here because we no longer really need a ladder since we've got this hole over here. Well, they finally got some stuff dug out. And then another thing starts. It doesn't say unreachable, but it seems quite unreachable. Okay, they got through there. I'm going to go ahead and break those 2 ladders, because I don't really think we need ladders over here anymore either. Okay, so we can have a gantry right here. Which means we need power right here. So gantries only very rarely get used, so I don't see much of a point in worrying about the power they use. I'm super overloading this circuit, but like I'm only gonna have this gantry open, not using power, just open to load stuff, and then I turn it off and it uses power for half a second. So I'm not terribly worried about it. So then we can try to toss a robo miner right here, and it gets the whole area of worry. So that'll work. And then we're going to need to run this wire up here. Okay, so now we should actually be able to load the resources. We have it marked pretty high. We aren't making any oxylite yet. So now we have to start thinking about oxylite. So where's the... Doesn't really say how many kilograms or whatever of oxygen it needs. So we're going to have to go back into the refinement area, into the refinery, and find that it takes 600 grams per second of oxygen. Now I'm seeing that we need to add gold to this all the time. So this is not an ideal setup. If we're in and out of this thing all the time... Oh, just kidding. Okay, alright. I'm worrying needlessly. I was worried that, I guess I was worrying I needed a CO2 trap, but if I had a CO2 trap, that could be good. Okay, they've started loading iron, so this is exactly what we needed. Things are going well. So I did some other reading off stream and found that if we keep, the oxylite container submerged in a little bit of water, then yes, in fact, it will not off-gas, just like slime and other things. We can't keep it in here because the things evaporate out of here. And so I think we're going to put it right in here. I think what I'm going to do is go to buildings only for this deconstruct tool. I'm going to deconstruct the floors right here. No. Yes. I'm going to deconstruct the floors right there. I'm going to drop them down a bit. We'll just use this polluted nonsense as what we need. And then we're going to go with a smart storage. Just right here. And I think we're going to need a NOT gate. Let's go down to our other smart storage and check. Yeah, you need a NOT gate because I want it to send a signal to stop when full. Oop, didn't. I don't know if you saw what happened with that button, but I did not know what I was doing there. I hit the wrong button. Dang nubbit. No, that's fine. Okay, so let's go back up here. And we're going to throw in a NOT gate. So if it's not full, make more. If it is full, don't make more. And that means we're going to need an either or gate. as well. So these are all going to be 7s. And then I think I laid that on power, so that'll be fine. So I can either manually turn it off, or I can... Oh no! Okay, we got it fixed. Lost a little bit of liquid, but it doesn't take much liquid to stop off gassing. I think we'll be fine. So I can manually turn it off, or this can turn it off, and we will just set it to store, like... Because I think this holds like 600, so we'll set this to store 600. And then if we make a second rocket, then we might, want to store more. As far as rocketry goes, we do have petroleum engines now, so we can start building this other rocket. Where'd the water go? Too much stuff right there. Okay, so 55 grams. I think we'll still be okay. That dupe looks sick. It's got food poisoning. Uses the bathroom more and slower and less stamina. Okay, so this is going to store consumable ore, oxylite, 600 kilograms. So we don't have 600 kilograms. Turn this machine on. Now we need to do something with the machine. So we need to feed the machine oxygen. Where are we going to make this oxygen? We have this oxygen room up here, but resources low, iron. Huh. Refined metal, iron. Oh, we're out of kilograms of iron again. Time to go on the hunt for more. I'm sure we still have plenty out here. And then I don't know if we ever did actually clear out the iron on here, or if we just, dug it out and then it got covered up again. They sure do look trapped right here, so we're gonna let them dig themselves out. Unreachable food, yep. Okay, now that we dug that stuff out, 73%, 56%. Probably some of that is blocking. Okay, so back down to here. I think maybe we'll just put it down here because there's no sleet wheat that we're... I thought I heard a bad sound, but I don't see a bad sound. Just go back to 1 real fast. Just make sure we're cracking eggs, because I do not want those. The next 5 eggs they find are getting cracked. Egg cracker, you can be a 7. Anywho, I think we're going to put the oxygen production room right down here. We're going to insulate it. And they won't be able to reach, so we're actually going to have to dig out the area. And we'll just get some more tungsten. No big deal with that. Or wolframite to make more tungsten. Oh, except we'll lose that one if we do that. So we just won't do any of that, and we will just build a little bit of scaffolding. I think 1 ladder will let them reach all the different spots. And then we will need a manual airlock. We're going to need a gas pump and an oxygen diffuser is probably what I'm going to make it with. If this system here so if this building's active, these are going to be active. Seems like a good idea. When this building's not active, we don't need these to be active. I think that's a reasonable plan. We're gonna do that, and then we're gonna run the ventilation with insulated pipe made of igneous rock. I'm gonna run it up the side here, and I'm going to enclose as much of it as I can in insulated tile. And why I didn't make this out of insulated tile to start, I'm not sure, but it's going to be insulated now. I think it was because I didn't want the heat to build up, but I also don't want the sleet wheat to die. Oxylite refinery. Oxylite refinery. Overheats at... never? I don't see an overheat issue. Power. Petroleum generator. Overheat temp. It has an overheat temp. Oxylite refinery has no overheat temp, apparently. It's a very high melting point. Okay, so it shouldn't be a big deal to keep it all in insulation. So it'd be a little bit of area for heat exchange. It might affect the sleet wheat, but we've made it as minimalized as possible. I guess we could go this route. And then there's only one tile that is exposed. Okay. Then I want any oxylite made stored here very quickly. Idle is never a good thing. Okay, you're trapped. Okay, look at that. They prioritized freeing themselves over anything else. As far as iron goes, we have several kilograms. And this fellow, I think, is now full. I don't think it needs any more. So it looks like maybe 400's where it stops at. So we'll have a couple launches worth of oxylite at any given time. Getting some pretty high stress, but we'll figure that out. Carbon skimmer's broken. That seems strange. Gotta love broken ladders, don't ya? So many broken ladders. Okay, so we're aware of that. Why is this broken? Too hot? It is not very hot in there. Okay, so I'm going to deconstruct from this side. Get a door in there. Thinking of doors. There's a door over here I wanted to build. Right there. I have... Okay, they can't actually reach anything over there because the ladder's too far away. Okay. Got that sorted out. So what we're going to do is we're going to put an airlock here, and then we'll let them repair this, and, you know, then oh my gosh, look at all that CO2 in our base. Holy moly. It's a lot of CO2 buildup. This has been going on for a while. Alright, they got that broken. So we're going to put that airlock so that CO2 from the environment can't get in. What's your overheat temp? Just a standard O2 skimmer. CO2 skimmer. 75. Well, nothing over here is in the ballpark of 75. Alright, how are things looking over here? No petroleum currently up here. CO2 is coming in. Why is this not pumping? I have it set to be active if oh, above. Oh, I got that messed up. That'll help. And down here, the works are a little clogged up by water again, but if we look, the water's almost gone. We're mostly just looking at oil now. We have our lock there set up so we won't be wasting any of the natural gas into natural environment. Why there's water in here, I don't know. I've tried to clean that up a few times. It's beyond me. But things are happening. So I'm not overly upset. Someone caught slime lung, someone got sunburned. Over here, what's happening? We haven't sent any water through for a while. Oh, it just came through. Got it down to 20 degrees, so that's pretty good. It's going to take a while to kind of even that out because we had so much water stored at 30 degrees. But this Wheezewort is taking care of the overheat issue for now, so I think we're going to be okay there. This is running again. I'm just going to take off that. Make sure nobody's dying up here. So this meat here, I want swept up at a very high priority. And this iron I want recovered at a very high priority. The rest of it I don't care so much. And there's just insane amounts of iron over here. We just need to get it swept up. So where's the iron storage? I know I made one. This one can store refined metal iron. I don't really want it storing anything else, though. I just want it storing iron. We'll set it to 9. Like, get that iron in there, guys. Probably not 9. We'll set it to 7. I don't want them taking it from other iron storages across the map. That would be bad. Oh, we didn't run any power down here. So this oxylite fella, what have we done here? On this line is a bunch of stuff. A bunch of stuff that doesn't get used all that often. So if we just look at the oxylite refinery process, 1.2 kilowatts, 60, 120, 240. We should really just run a new line. We shouldn't have all this on one line. So I'm going to cut that line right there. This is just such a power hungry line. We should have a dedicated power system for it. So I don't really want to go down and under. I'd rather go up, but I haven't really set that up to happen properly. Yeah, this is all dumb. I pack these so tight, and then I don't really leave myself many options. So I guess we will go down. I'm just going to go straight down and over here. Just kind of make it easier to tell what's happening. Get rid of this erroneous line. I don't think I've told any of the wire bridges to be deconstructed. Nope, I did not. Cool. So we'll bridge there. Come over here. I'm not going to... How are we actually going to get the power here? This one here is sending 2,000 and 2,000. So it's tapped out. We're going to need another transformer. So we can put a transformer up here. we're gonna need some bridges right here. So bridge, bridge, bridge. Conductive wire can come over here. And we're going to need a heavy watt plate right here. Run the heavy watt up. And the heavy watt up. I'm going to deconstruct that. And we're just going to go ahead and put a large transformer right here. Large transformer right here, and a large transformer right here. But we're probably going to do heavy watt plates there because we need to go heavy watt to heavy watt, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because it has to carry 4,000 watts, and that's our only real way of doing that. So this heavy watt will go into there. Then I actually need to flop these. So I want the heavy watt to... Alright. And then this will be a conductive line we haven't started yet. And this is the conductive line going over here. So, how do we actually build all this? Ladders, of course. Derpy ladders, no less. And then we're going to dig out everything. Okay. So, a number one priority. Build those first. Alright, so this line that we're running is going to go all the way over here. I figured that would happen because I told them to deconstruct and then told them to construct over it. That always seems to mess things up. And then I can run a ladder right up here. And I kind of want to just redo this ladder as plastic because I feel like they use this ladder all the time. I could be wrong about that. %92 stress. That doesn't make sense. What's going on? Sunburn. Okay. Low morale. That's weird. Grimy. Take a shower then. Like, all of these things that you're complaining about are completely treatable. We need 21 morale. They're just barely off the morale. Decor is the main reason. And then this dupe should be assigned to a massage table just getting massages, but maybe we don't have it set. They don't even have priority. $70-40, I guess. So we're going to put Catalina in here since Catalina isn't self-assigning. This thing's just running non-stop, not nearly fast enough, as the CO2 has overtaken another bathroom. O2 is doing fine, plenty of O2 pressure, so just a matter of getting all this destroyed. So this one's going to be running for a while. Okay. I got those built, so now we can do the rest. And they already broke them. Okay. missed a wire there. So I'm going to set all this nonsense here to 8. And then fix these back down to 6. Okay. And then did I actually run power lines over here? No, I did not. So okay. So that completes this system. We are prepared to shortly begin producing oxylite so we can get another launch out to another further away celestial body. So much iron. So little collected. Someone is suffocating. Inside the base, no less. Goodness gracious. We should really move this stuff out of the base. For no other reason than I don't like looking at it. Oh, composts. We need that dirt. So let's go ahead and compost. Alright, when we come back, we are going to move this stuff down here. And we're going to make this a solid floor with, well, I guess air vents, because we need air vents. Then they'll just be able to walk across. It'll be nice. Alright guys, thanks for joining me. Got some more stuff done. We're going to get ready for new rockets, and I'm pretty excited about the whole thing. So come back and see me again after you like, subscribe, and leave some comments. Thanks. Bye.